Hi vlog, hello! How you doing? We're in, welcome back to TTK.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not.
We're in London today for meetings and some work, and we thought that we'd get lunch at a Korean barbecue. So the one dilemma we run into is that we're pesca-lacto-ovitarians. That means picky. We are in London for meetings. So whilst we're here, I thought I'd give you some context to a bit of London, in case you don't see it very regularly, and also show you the restaurant we're going to, which is called Superstar Barbecue, which I found on Google last night, so I have no idea if it's any good or not. So we live like maybe a 10-minute walk from our closest station, and Sammy still managed to forget everything he needed today. I need to get a pen because I've got my workbook, because I'm learning my Korean alphabet today. I need to update you because I've leveled up. The other night I just was sitting there, didn't go to the gym, so I thought, how can I improve myself today that isn't exercise? So I went on to Google and typed in learn Korean quick, and this PDF came up that was like, it taught you Hangul in 90 minutes or something like that. I'm going to the shop. I've learned how to read Hangul. Don't know what any of the words mean, but I've learned. That's horrible. Okay, we are now in central London and we are on our way to the Seoul Bakery. We're actually on the road already. We're on the road already because we're going to film at Tottenham Court Road, but it's too noisy. You can really still hear it. There's someone drilling down to the centre of the roadworks. But Tottenham Court Road is in the centre of London. It's not far from Oxford Circus, and it took us about an hour to get here because the district line is really, really slow. Look, we got to Seoul Bakery. It was rammed. We couldn't get a seat, so before all you haters get commenting down below, back up, sit down, and carry on watching the video. Give it a like. Stan BTS. One day, we will get into Seoul Bakery for you. So this building here on my right is Google. This is Google, but this place is called Central St Giles, and it's like the windiest place in the world. Yeah, windiest place in the world. But there's a restaurant here called Superstar Korean Barbecue, which we're going to go and investigate because they're shut. I'm just looking at it and I think it's shut. We'll find out. Okay, we've made it to the Korean barbecue place now, and we've only had Korean barbecue once before, and that was in LA, and it was kind of dirty. The place we went to in LA, I think the hygiene rating was quite low. No, what it was is all the restaurants had been recommended, we couldn't make it into because there was no reservations available, and also we were vegetarians, so we couldn't eat them anyway. That's the one thing we struggle with when it comes to eating, I think Asian cuisine particularly, is because we're vegetarian. Well, we're pescatarians, so I'll eat fish. So we found this place and they've got some vegetarian things on offer. Yeah, so I've seen tofu, so I'm fine. They're playing BTS. I'm gonna have a great lunch. So the story is, we didn't go to Seoul Bakery just yet because it was very busy. Because it's amazing, but it was also very small. Yeah, there's probably about 10 seats in there. And we were like, oh, there's 2 people. And they were like, oh, you can sit here and here. But we would have been like split up across the whole restaurant. So it was like, no, we'll come back in half an hour for coffee. We wouldn't be able to film because there would be people between us. So that's pretty awkward. Like, it would have been us sat with some people, and I wouldn't have known. And I'm not here for small talk. I haven't sold enough of my soul to do this in front of people. Get it? Soul? Because we're basic, ordered Diet Cokes because I like a little chill. I actually panicked. That was my excuse. I was like, do I need to go for like a Korean beer? So what we're going to go for, I think, is a tofu bibimbap. And then we ask the lovely waitress what things we can have, because we eat fish, but we don't eat meat, we eat egg. And also we want to branch out because I only ever had bibimbap. It's a soup and it's the soyun tofu jjigae, and it's spicy soft tofu with mixed seafood and egg. Which actually sounds quite nice, I might get that. Which is mixed vegetables or white mushrooms. I think I'll get that because they make it on here, which is a really traditional, well, this one's electric, so not technically that traditional, but Korean food, which I've never had before. I don't accidentally press it. I don't think you can accidentally press it. When it comes to eating, I always like what everyone else orders. So what we're going to do is going to put everything just sort of like, well no, because, you know, we can all just...
Why do we have to... Why are we all just...
Well, because it's nice.
No, it's not. Not for me.
But Korean food is very heavily meat orientated, and as a vegetarian, I've made it my mission to find something that is delightful, but also vegetarian.
There's lots of things that are delightful vegetarian. Tofu being one of them, which is amazing.
Tofu. I love tofu.
Which is amazing. I think it originated in Thailand. Tofu.
You make things up, so
No, I swear I read that. I'm going to Google it.
It's me. How you doing? Long time no speak. Just here to remind you that Sammy has that ability to make things up. And here he goes again. Tofu originated in ancient China some 2,000 years ago. Chinese legend ascribes its invention to Prince Liu An. Tofu and its production technique were introduced into Korea and then Japan during the Nara period. Fun facts for you. Oh, it also then spread to East Asia. So, I'm not completely wrong.
I have a love-hate relationship with miso soup. Sometimes I'm really in the mood for it, but then sometimes I can't have the taste. It's so hard to explain.
It's too fussy, that's why.
Isn't miso soup a special flavour? Like, it's the only...
I started to really enjoy miso soup, and I was like, what is it? So, although... Really good. So we asked the waitress to stir it. She asked if we could mix it ourselves, or if you want her to do it.
And we were like, no, we'll mess it
I
up.
was like, you can do it, because every time I've done this in the past, it has been less than what we desire. So it looks amazing, it tastes amazing.
What is in it?
So this is tofu and egg bibimbap. So it's the normal ingredients of bibimbap, which is like onion, carrot, mixed vegetables, rice, with tofu thrown in. It's really good.
So we have the lettuce here, which we form wraps with once we've cooked this. These vegetables we've got. So we have a selection of courgette. So courgette, eggplant, also known as aubergine, tomato, onion, red onion, mushroom, peppers, and sweet potato. And then we have spring onion here. This is a teriyaki based sauce, and I forgot what this one was.
All with salt, I believe.
Salt and pepper in it, I think. And there's the barbecue sauce there. And over here we have tofu with egg, and that's the bibimbap from earlier. We just ordered a lot of food. I'm a growing girl, okay?
Tiny. And some of that. So we've got a bit of pepper, spring onions, mushroom, bit of pepper, some aubergine. I think that's enough of a bit of lettuce.
I'm gonna put some barbecue sauce on it.
Oh. I don't want much, a little bit.
Nice.
Really nice.
What's it taste like? I'm really salivating right now because I'm hungry.
A bit too much on. The barbecue sauce is really strong. Kind of spicy. I like it.
Sick from eating so much food. It was so nice. The one thing I wasn't taking on was the suwon tofu. I think I'm saying that wrong, but you know, suwon tofu jjigae. I just remember I don't like soft tofu. It kind of just tasted like jelly every time I have it. Well, I didn't eat it, so I can't comment. And I remember I don't like seafood, so... One thing I noticed while I was going to the toilet, they have a karaoke bar downstairs. So I guess I know where I'm going for my next night out. Yeah, it's like a private karaoke. It's private, you can't just turn up. I guess where I am going on my own private night out. So we're going to Foyle's now, which is a famous bookstore. So I need to get some language books. So I was going to buy them on Amazon, but I want them today. Yeah. And one thing that happened is when I was doing that PDF that I spoke about earlier, where I learned a bit of Hangul and could say the alphabet, aspirated vowels. Yeah, I've got this sudden urge and need to want to learn more right now. So we turned up to Seoul Bakery and it was Ramo, and there was nowhere for us to sit. So we're going to go back in a bit and check it out and probably get a coffee. If not, guys, we're going to visit in a later video because they've got a Kpop store there, and I really want to check out what they've got on offer. And everyone talks about the Seoul Bakery, but it's such a tiny little joint that it's just an independent cafe, canteen situation. It's quite small, so we just need to plan our day a little bit better, make sure we go when we can film. Context where we are right now, we're heading on to Charing Cross Road, which takes you from Tottenham Court Road, just off of Oxford Circus, down to Leicester Square and then Trafalgar Square. And Foyle's is just around the corner here to the left on Charing Cross Road. So here is Tottenham Court Road. We are going towards, it's TK Maxx.
illustrated guide to Korean. You have to be quiet. It's an illustrated guide. Ki, O, Kyo, Ko, P, E. It says it beneath it. Kyopi. I somehow think this won't come in handy. Unit 1 is greetings and introductions. Look at the cute pictures. Me. Oh my gosh. We've got that. We literally have this book. I'm going to delete myself. After spending many years in front of the Korean language section, Sammy's made a choice. Korean from 0, number 1. And there is 1 and 3, but not number 2 here. So I've gone for this one. It's got illustrations in it and a workbook. Those are things I wanted. Just starting it scares me. I don't know where to begin. No, look. Audio downloads. So I have to get it on my phone. Stressed. Rub it. Nothing. Oh. Anyway, Soho is Dean Street, some other roads that I can't remember the names of, Wardle Street, and it's like this. It's the nicest part of London. Well, Soho used to be sort of like the red light district, didn't it, of London. It used to be seedy. You used to have a lot of like adult shops, adult stores, but now it's kind of bougie. It's kind of cool. Well, I mean, you say that at night, it still definitely has elements of that. I was walking once with my girlfriend Linda, and this woman leant out of a massage shop and went, "Woohoo, over here," and I was like, "No." So somehow I don't think you're providing massage. It's a very old part of London as well. It's got some amazing food shops, lots of restaurants, boutique-y places. I think I spend probably 80% of my time in London in Soho. There's a few like boutique bakeries and things like that, and obviously your chain restaurants, Itsu, which I love, and Wasabi are here. I always go in there, mixed in with a great bunch of adult sex shops. There's one there, Prowler, and there's one. Joe and the Juice, that's not. Joe and the Juice, that's not. It's a healthy restaurant. So this store here, Oriental Delight, we did a video a long time ago with Jack Black from Kung Fu Panda and Kate Hudson, and we bought all of the stuff from that video from in there. You're going to be smelling seaweed for the next 24 hours. Oh dear.
They're not staying out.
Please don't damage yourself.
They're not cooperating.
Yeah, it's a Chinese store. Kung Fu Panda's obviously based in China, so that's why we went there. And I didn't know what they were, and I still don't know what they are. Cute. Why, Mr. Pigeon? Did you just start filming a pigeon? Yes. Well, everyone needs to know there's so many pigeons in London. You could stand there with food in your hand and thousands of pigeons would land on you trying to eat it. But now there are eagles somewhere. You don't always see them, but there's eagles, and because pigeons have... It's falcons, they don't use eagles. Falcons. And because pigeons have long-term memory, they know that they're here, so they don't need them all the time. I think you're lying, because I think I see it for you. Today's plan didn't quite go to plan. We didn't make it to Seoul Bakery because it was too busy, but we want to revisit it, so let us know in the comments if you'd like us to do that. They've also got a Kpop shop there. That's really what I was going for. Not gonna lie. Plan is to have a chat with Seoul Bakery and see if we can go either this week or next week, because we're in Central all the time. So on that note, I need to sign off because this battery is nearly dead. Yeah. We're just walking to Embankment Station to hop on the District Line again, which will take us the whole way home, because the District Line goes from Hammersmith in Richmond. It goes from Richmond in the west all the way to Upminster in the east, and it is so long. I think if you stayed on it, London is only like what, 3 miles across, 7 miles across, something like that. If you stayed on it, it took you about 2 hours. If you're new here, make sure you press subscribe and leave the video a comment of what you'd like us to visit in London and explore. The world is our oyster, and you are to look at this when walking. You are the program and control of our lives, just like on Netflix. Bandersnatch. Okay, I'm gonna go. Bye. Little tidbit of information whilst I can remember. Embankment Station is here, but if you look above it, there is a little path. I'm trying to find my finger. There is a little path that goes across, and you can see it here. And you used to be able to walk the whole way from Waterloo, which is on the other side by the London Eye. You can't do that anymore because
they've done some renovations on the other side. You know, just in case you needed to know that.